Hi guys, this is Retro Pokemon Gaming, and welcome back to part 2 of Horrorthon. I forget which one is it. I am with Jacob again today. We are going to be reviewing Friday the 13th part 7, which you didn't watch, but I did.
I did watch it.
Yeah.
I was just doing two things at once. But...
Yeah. But we're also going to discuss about sequels, the pros and cons about sequels and everything.
Which knowing how Scream is, I kind of want Scream to get into those pros and cons.
Yeah, pros and cons. So let's get started with it. Friday the 13th part 7. Okay. The movie was good. I mean, it was, again, a sequel. It was I give it a, what?
Me personally, the only reason I like part 7 so much is Jason himself.
Yes.
Everything else I don't really care about.
Jason himself becomes a so iconic character that Friday the 13th, Jason. But let's talk about the plot a little bit. It was an okay plot.
Obviously, everybody by now has probably seen part 7.
And if you haven't, well, where have you? You know, it's a 30-year-old movie.
It came out in 87. Let me do my research.
I think it's 87, but I don't know. Okay, and let's see who directed it too, so we can see.
It came out in 88.
88. It came out at 88. It was an okay plot. If you haven't seen it, well, we're gonna go over the little details on it. It was actually supposed to be Jason versus Tina from Carrie, but they couldn't get the rights to the character, and then they made the girl who still have what is it called, the psychic abilities, what is it called? Telekinesis powers and stuff, which I believe that was okay. I mean,
it's a new idea.
It was a new idea, a new age, a new idea. But it was okay. I mean, it had some good kills in it. It had some...
Actually, it would have been better if the MPAA didn't cut out most of the kills. Especially that freaking sleeping bag.
Yeah, sleeping bag.
It was supposed to be like 4 hits to the tree and more bloody. Yeah. And then the head crush would have been my favorite if they didn't cut it out.
They didn't cut it out because the
MPAA is a freaking
dick.
They're dicks.
Yeah.
Which nowadays in horror movies you can just
watch it.
But apparently back then a head crush was like so brutal.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a horror movie though.
Yeah. It begins where a mother and
an abusive father
and mother arguing, and abusive mother.
And a normal mom getting abused by her husband.
We didn't actually see the slap though.
Yeah, you didn't see the slap, but you obviously could tell that he slapped her.
Yeah, he slapped her, but you couldn't see him do it.
Well, of course they wouldn't. Back then they had standards. You couldn't really. There was some stuff you couldn't show, but nowadays, you can show anything. Nowadays. I mean, if Halloween Rob Zombie can show a rape scene, then what can you show now?
Was a rape scene in that?
The director's cut. But we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, that might be next week.
That will be probably next week's remake video. Our thoughts on remakes.
Yes. But let's talk about the plot a little bit. First, it opens up with abusive father abusing a mother. Tina, I believe her name was, running out on a boat. Really, I don't understand. On a dock and getting in a boat and floating away. And the father was like, Tina, I'm sorry, And
then she freaking uses her telekinetic powers.
That's when it
to basically kill him. Basically killing him, drowning him. I didn't like time skip. I don't know how many years.
I don't know how many years. I want to say 13. To mix with the theme of Friday
the 13th.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say that some years past, she's grown up. She's having depression over killing him. She goes back out to that same spot tries to resurrect her dad with her powers, but ends up doing it to Jason.
Jason, which I don't understand that. Like this dude can go through walls and stuff, but yet he can't break a simple chain.
Well, technically he was dead.
He was defeated by the other
by Tommy Jarvis from the end of Part 6, which absolutely. Which, speaking of sequels, I just like how Jason goes from shredded clothes to freaking spine showing to just having all his clothes back.
Yeah.
No damage whatsoever. I'm like,
well, it's a costume design,
but still, I don't like it. I think he should have had more of his like skeleton showing.
Yeah,
I would have liked to see half his face showing skeleton.
Yeah. The guy who plays Jason,
Kane Hodder.
Kane Hodder is
fantastic
Jason. I really
every stunt that you've seen by Jason, he actually did. Like the part where he jumps through the window,
yeah,
he actually did that. The part where he gets lit on fire, he
did that.
And even risking burns on his body.
Yes,
Kane Hodder was like
that is,
and he was even in more of the part in Part 8. Like they said when the filming Part 8 in Times Square, he never broke character.
Yeah, and it's
hard to find actors like that anymore.
Yeah.
Like they were like, "Hey, look, it's Jason, it's Kane Hodder," and he would be like, never breaking character.
I love that about.
That's why I love Kane Hodder.
Kane Hodder is actually one of my favorite Jasons. Really,
he played Jason, I believe, from Parts 6, 7, and 8.
And he's Jason X.
And he counts back to playing Jason X. He's in Part 9, but not as Jason.
Yeah. Well, let's go to
Sally, he gets killed in Part 9.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to the story. A few years goes by. She resurrects Jason
by accident.
And then these two couples, I believe are like going to the cabin for this guy's birthday party.
And a bunch of their friends are invited.
And
Jason doesn't waste no time at all.
No freaking time.
As soon as he comes back, he's already starting to kill.
Yeah. So their car breaks down, so they decide to hump it or whatever.
They try to fix it.
But they started walking to the woods. Into the woods, which you should never do.
Dude's like, I'm gonna go. In another rule in horror movies, never split up.
Oh,
Dude is like leaves his girlfriend or wife or whatever there. Like, I'm gonna go take a leak.
Yeah.
While dude's doing that, Jason
just comes up behind her and just grabs her and just kills her with a spike. And then the funniest thing is, dude is trying to run away, and Jason's like, "Nah, bitch."
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then after that, Tina has an episode where she sees him gets killed.
This dude get killed.
And
she starts freaking out like, dude's gonna die. And eventually it does happen, but it's like halfway through the movie when that dude eventually does die.
Yeah, and it's funny. I don't know any of the other characters' names.
No, Tina's the only one that's worth a crap.
And that boy, that kid. David is.
I believe that was his name.
I believe that was his name.
I don't really care about anybody else but Jason and Tina.
Yeah, and that blonde head chick that was really
Melissa. Oh my God.
Was a bitch.
Is it me or is it every girl named Melissa like that?
I don't know. Because he's such a bitch. Like the dude, David didn't even like her.
And she was trying to get with him.
Went to this dude who I believe was writing stories and stuff, saying, "Hey, let you really," basically feeding him some bullshit.
That's what I call the bitch of the group.
The bitch of the group. Most of the time, these people will die in horror movies. I don't.
Yeah, the bitchy girl usually dies.
So really, the story goes on. Jason's killing a bunch of people. My favorite kill in the whole freaking...
My favorite kill would have been the head crushing part if the MPA didn't cut out the rest of it.
My favorite kill was when the psychiatrist... The psychiatrist
was more of a dick.
More of a dick. He basically was running from
Jason, and he threw Tina's mom right in front of him as a meat shield.
Like a meat shield. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Dude, like
what the
I was
fuck?
happy when he died.
Yeah, with a weed whacker.
He's the only guy I was actually hoping to die.
Yes, that was awesome.
So technically, he was abusing Tina mentally too.
Yeah, mentally, not
physically,
but
mentally abusing her
to perform her SP something.
That was like her
psychic abilities. Which to me, I didn't.
But the all-time reason I say to watch Part 7 is the ending of the movie.
Because
when she starts beating the ever-living crap out of Jason.
Like when Tina finally meets Jason, he's standing in the puddle of mud,
and she uses her telekinetic powers to make vines come out the ground and trip him into the muddy water puddle. And using her telekinetic powers to get electrical cords and shock the crap out of him.
That's one.
I was like, finally, somebody who just gets straight down to business.
Just like.
I'm like, even Tommy Jarvis wouldn't do that.
No, he'll run his ass away.
Unless it was Part 5, Tommy Jarvis.
Don't get me wrong, Tommy Jarvis. One thing is his fault in the first place from resurrecting Jason.
Yeah, if he didn't freaking lose his shit.
In Part 6,
Jason would not have even been brought back. Just when you killed him, he's dead.
He's dead. He was dead.
Leave him alone. Let him just rot away in the grave. But no, I have to go make sure he's actually dead.
But the one thing that I found a loophole in the sequels is in Part 5, the sheriff. No. I believe the mayor of the town said, "Oh, Jason Voorhees was cremated, but in Jason Lives, he was buried."
Yeah, because really, Part 5 was going to go a different direction. They start making copycat killers.
Yeah, which I would have loved that.
But they freaking
no one
really likes the idea of a copycat killer.
Yeah.
Really, the first kill in Part 5 wasn't even from the actual killer in the movie. It was from that one guy axing wood, killing that innocent dude who offers dude a chocolate bar. That was like
a good bar, actually.
You know what's funny? It's just a freaking anger episode. It's just an anger outburst kill.
Yes.
That's what makes it funny. I don't know why, but every time I watch that, I die laughing for some reason.
Yeah, he just like...
He's like, you just want a chocolate bar? He's like, go the freaking way. He starts axing dude up.
No, he told him off like, one of these days, you are going to get what it's coming to you, and he's walking
And dude's walking away, and he's like,
fuck this.
I'm just going to kill this guy. I'm like... So I was expecting that dude to be the killer.
Dude to be like, he breaks out and just...
He is the copycat killer, but I wasn't expecting the paramedic.
Not the bad. Spoiler alert, by the way.
It's
a 30-year-old movie. If you
over 30 years, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, over 30 years. If you don't know if it's 30 years old, then that. So let's get to the ending part. She used her
telekinetic powers to absolutely.
My favorite. I forget about one kill that I loved when Melissa was standing at the door and you seen Jason's shadow in the front of the door, and he's like, fuck you, no, fuck you both, and fuck you both, and she opens the door,
and Jason just like boom,
like right there, and he's like not today, bitch.
Like, he didn't waste no time. As soon as she opens that door, she's dead.
My God, that was funny. I hate that.
She deserved it too.
Yeah, she deserved it too. And then they wanted to run out, and Jason's just like, nah, bitch, y'all ain't gonna run.
I'm saying the best part is when Kane Hodder got lit on fire.
Yes. And then nails through the head and stuff.
I mean, he actually took that too.
Yes. And then the house blows up.
If it was fucking Michael Myers, he'd be walking out as a burning corpse.
Be more burnt than a marshmallow on.
No, don't get me wrong. Yes, Michael survived a hospital explosion, but technically he died at the end of that. Well, technically, if H2O never happened, Michael would have died at the end of Halloween 2.
Yeah, in the 20-year timeline.
In the 20-year timeline, he would really be dead.
Yes. That's
what everybody is saying is real. And then I have my friends in my fan base. Well, my friends have a fan base thing.
Oh, the fan base around the movie.
around the movies. When we get it together, we start talking about this. Like, are we sure that Michael Myers and H2O is really him? Because, like, if you think about it, he would still be a burn victim if he survived.
Yes.
And he doesn't have no burns on his body whatsoever.
Maybe.
So they're like, are we sure this is really Michael? Or is there another copycat?
I don't know.
That would be a good...
So, after the most stupidest thing is, I would really love for one movie that the killer actually escapes.
Technically, we do have that.
When?
Halloween.
Halloween what?
The first one. Michael got away.
No, I'm talking about a Friday the 13th movie.
Oh.
Like
you kind of messed up there. You said once I'll have to have a horror movie where the killer gets away.
Yeah, I should.
I'm like, we do have that.
Well, we do, but again, I would really like for one Friday the 13th movie where no one survives,
I'm hoping Friday makes a return.
Yeah.
It's been since 2009.
I think A24 is trying to buy the rights to the movie. I don't want to put any misinformation out there.
Yeah. And every fan of both these franchises wants to see Michael and Jason fight.
Jason would mop the floor.
But I'm pretty sure after watching Halloween 2 and then Part 7, Jason would definitely win. Jason didn't walk. Not only Jason was in the house when it blew up, he somehow freaking comes up with all his body parts intact.
Yeah.
Michael comes out walking for a minute, then collapses dead.
Plus, he has a recharge period.
Michael gets stunned, and then he's basically like, "Oh, I gotta recharge." Jason just takes it.
Jason don't give a shit. Like, hey, I'm getting shot.
The only thing that will stun Jason is a shotgun.
Shotgun. Well, which one though? Like which?
Any one after any of them from Part 6 to Part 9.
Yeah. Yeah, because Jason did get lit up in Part 9 where...
By shotguns.
By pistol, like any small grade.
Any normal gun, like small, it ain't going to affect Jason.
No. But again...
It works against Michael, but it ain't going to work against Jason.
No. I mean, no. Okay, let's discuss... What do you rate this movie? I know we haven't been really clear on the plot.
I will give Part 7 a 7 out of 10. All because the MPA sucks ass so much.
Yes. It was... Movie. The kills
killing most of... Now, I will accept that for Part 8. Because Part 8 was really... Takes too damn long to get to New York in the first place.
It should have been... Friday the 13th, Jason goes on a cruise. It should have been
called Jason on a boat.
Jason on a motherfucking boat, like...
Or Jason flees Camp Crystal Lake would have been a better job. And then Part 9 could have been him in New York.
The one thing I don't like about Friday the 13th Part 8 is mainly on the boat. And
the boat doesn't bother me as much as kid Jason hallucinations.
Oh my God, yes. And he was not even deformed.
And then at the end of the movie, when he dies, he goes back to his kid form. Like, that is the only part that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, okay, he died in Part 4. How come he doesn't go back to a child?
Yeah. Part 4 final chapter
is...
It kind of like pisses me off because it's like, it was not the final chapter.
Really, I think from now on, when they release a new copy of that, just get rid of the final chapter. Just call it Part 4.
Yeah, I mean...
Because really, the final chapter is basically 10. Unless you count Freddy vs. Jason.
I hate Freddy vs.
I don't hate Freddy vs. Jason as much as Part 9.
Yes. Part 9, no, there's one movie that I do not like, and there's Part 10.
What's wrong with Jason X?
He goes into space.
It's better than Jason not being in the movie at all.
Which one are you talking about?
Part 9. Jason's only in that movie at the very beginning and very end.
Yeah,
it's basically him possessing people in Part 9.
Yeah,
that's acceptable for Freddy freaking Krueger.
Oh my god! Don't get me started on Freddy fucking Krueger because I hate those movies. Well, I don't hate.
You don't hate the first one.
I don't hate the first one. The first one is good.
I don't hate the third one.
I don't.
No. Part 2, I always like it for one reason.
Because it's gay.
No, just freaking dude screaming. Has me dying.
Okay. Let's get into our discussion. I give the movie about an 8 out of 10.
It's not a bad movie.
It's not a bad movie.
Better.
It's enjoyable.
Still better than Part 9.
It's better than Part 5.
Part 5, Part 9, Part 10.
The new beginning. Like, really, what?
The new house at a new beginning if it's not Jason.
Yeah.
Really, I really think that freaking title could have been made more sense for Jason, or Part 6. But then again, Jason lives.
Yeah.
Like, if you wanna, that also makes sense. But then I would say Part 7 instead of New Blood could have been called A New Beginning.
Yes, really. But let's talk about.
I say drop Part 5 altogether.
Yeah, just
and Part 9.
And make those non-canon.
I say Part 5 and Part 9 should not be a thing.
We actually, in Freddy vs. Jason, we were supposed to get a different ending. It was supposed to be
them two going back to hell and meeting Pinhead. Speaking of which, I've never even watched the Cenobite movies.
No, they said they're pretty good.
I might need to look into. I know
Hellraiser. I heard that they have good things, but they were supposed to go back to hell. They were supposed to be fighting, and Pinhead be like, "Gentlemen, what's going on here?" Like that.
Yeah, because technically Pinhead, he does come from hell. I think. I don't know that much about him, but I would, after probably the remakes, I would like to talk about Saw, because Saw has a lot to say.
Yeah, I just don't like Saw.
I can talk about it. I'll know more about it.
I'm not. I mean, I will. If you pay me $50, I will watch it with you. But that's only if you pay me $50, because I really don't like torture. That torture porn crap, I don't like it.
I still need to go watch Saw 10.
Saw 10? It's a Saw 10?
It's in theaters right now, buddy.
It's in theaters right now.
Yeah, and so...
Are you effing kidding me?
Give me, I'll show you. Yeah, there's a Saw 10.
You're making this up.
No, there's a Saw 10.
You're fucking making it up.
$2023. It's an hour and 58 minutes.
Of what? Flashbacks?
No, a bunch of freaking kills.
Shit. Okay, I might watch them, but yeah.
I need to watch that.
And one thing the one franchise I never watched is The Ring. Put comments below if The Ring is any good.
Actually, the first one is. The others don't really. They're mid. First one's been good.
Like Homecoming was.
Also, we should watch The Purge, because those actually.
The Purge.
The Purge actually is really good. I have never heard anybody complain about.
Okay, let's get in our discussion about.
About next week's topic.
No, sequels.
Okay, so pros and cons.
Pros and cons about sequels.
Technically, I can answer these because I've watched Scream, so
but
I know.
It doesn't matter.
It's still same method.
Same method.
Pros and cons in a sequel. The second movie. Now more kills.
Let me give you 3 things that I do not like in a horror movie community. Is remakes, prequels, and
excessive sequels. That suck.
Excessive sequels, just like a money grab. I do not like that crap.
Especially what Halloween turned into.
Yeah, just a money grab. Money. Like, oh, this money.
Okay, but anyway, pros and cons of a sequel. Pros are more kills.
Yes.
Second, you You also know more about sequels than I do. But.
Sequels, they're hit or miss. They're very hit or miss.
That's the con. They're hit or miss.
They're hit or miss. But a lot of people argue that a sequel is better than the original. I disagree. I will disagree.
Actually, I don't disagree, but it's debatable.
It's debatable. I disagree.
I
now,
find
Aliens better than the first.
Yes. To be honest, don't shoot the messenger. But I find part 2 more Friday the 13th more entertaining than the first movie.
Without the first movie, you wouldn't have part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And no, it's not only because Jason's in it. It's because that was really the first Jason Friday movie I watched.
Yes.
Was part 2.
But sequel, some sequels.
Now, I think Halloween was the only necessary sequel for that franchise.
You mean to tell me you sit there and say that Leprechaun deserved a second movie?
I never even watched Leprechaun.
Fuck
no! I heard the sequels are so terrible.
Their sequels are so terrible that
now Chucky, on the other hand,
another franchise that needs to die. I'm sorry.
I'll tell you what. First 4 are great. Rest are trash. But the remake was good.
Curse
Curse
of Chucky is good, and
the Bride of Chucky was so horrible.
What's the second? It was another one. It was Curse of Chucky and Cult of Chucky is good.
And the first Chucky's always good.
And the seasons are good, but that's
about it.
That's about it. But
no. Speaking of sequels, we gotta talk about Scream.
Scream?
While I'm at it.
Because
they're fresh in my mind. I've been watching them all week. Yeah. I just got done with 4
Why didn't we not review them?
Well, I asked you to watch and you didn't want to watch Scream.
No, because...
But anyway, 1 through 3.
Good.
Those are the ones... It should have... I even said this last night after I got done watching Thursday. It should have stopped there.
It should have stopped there. Well, what I would have done differently, if I was over the Scream thing...
Because, like...
I would do the first 3 about Sydney.
And then the rest, have her drop Sydney and...
after 3. 4, make 4...
I thought 4 had more to do with Gale and Dewey.
Have more Gale and Dewey action, giggity.
But then again, technically the ending of 3 was about... She found out she had a long-lost brother
who killed her mother. Spoiler.
And then 4 brings in a cousin who we never even heard of.
Never heard of. She's a killer.
She's a killer. I'm like, okay, they basically did that for the last movie, but it's her brother.
Yeah, and what I would have done differently was the first 3 Screams
are about Sydney.
Sydney, and then Sydney will get her happily ever after. And then
4 should have been 5.
So 4 should have been 5. Well, I wouldn't have
dropped Sydney.
Yeah, I wouldn't have killed Dewey off. Spoiler alert.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people have not watched Scream 5 yet. That's the only part about Scream 5 I hate.
They killed
Dewey off. I'm like, and now when I watched Scream 6, I was going in there with an expectation of Gale to die.
Yes,
but she didn't die.
To me, I would not mind the older characters
just dying off.
No, not dying off. Just stepping back.
Well, Dewey's out of the picture now.
Dewey's out of the picture.
Gale. Sydney wasn't in 6.
Because the...
which I'm kind of glad about, because the Sydney Prescott thing is getting old.
Yeah, Sydney, you know.
You're the only one who knows how to deal with this.
Yes.
Now, I didn't mind her in 5, okay?
5 was okay. She barely had a part in
5, but the ending was mainly about... It all tied back to Sydney.
Yeah, I do like 6. 6 is pretty good.
6 actually made it better. And 5 was mid. No, I wouldn't say it was...
4...
It was okay.
4
is the mid.
4, like, okay, let's rate our
my Scream 1, fantastic, perfect. Nothing needs to be changed.
Should have been a standalone. To me, Scream should have been a standalone film.
Scream 2, I felt it was necessary to happen. When you watch it, it makes sense.
Scream 2, the college thing, yes, it was okay.
Scream 3. I didn't
like Gale Weathers.
I didn't like Gale in that one.
But Gale's haircut looked like she was like...
At first I thought she had her... I didn't see the back of her hair. in a ponytail. I'm like, wait, did she cut her hair? That's what I said.
Those bangs.
Yeah, that is.
She looked like freaking. What was that guy's name? Off of the Little Rascals.
We're not going to talk about the Little Rascals. That's not even a horror movie.
Yeah, I know. But she looks really weird. She looked like a freaking cold.
But 3 was good. I loved 3.
3 with one killer. I loved.
I mean, technically, there was 2 killers in 4, but freaking Jill just ended up killing the other guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, and actually, I was expecting that long-haired dude to be a killer.
Yeah, because he seemed pretty sus to me.
To me, knowing a lot about horror remakes.
Yeah. Also, 5.
Which then again, everybody expected Randy to be a killer in the first movie.
Yeah. 5 to me was better than 4. But to me, Scream and a whole.
Let me give you the pros of 5. I don't mind the new people. Like, I say, freaking finding out that Billy had a daughter.
Yeah, I don't like that. And then she's seeing.
I don't mind the fact that she's the daughter of Billy Loomis, but I don't really like the fact that she's seeing shit of her dead father.
Yeah,
That's kind of reminds me of Psycho. If you notice, that's a Psycho thing.
I really wish that Stu Monker would have survived. And then he can come back for 7 if we ever gonna get a 7.
We are getting 7.
Shit. Again, sequels.
But apparently, I'm gonna do this in quotes. Last movie. Doubt it.
If it makes a buttload of money, they're gonna. What I don't think you can do a series to death. You can do a series.
I love Scream so much. I don't want to see it become Halloween.
No.
If you know what I mean.
I think it has a time that, right now we're in the Bronze Age.
We're past Bronze Age, buddy.
We're in the Platinum Age of horror movies right now. We need another
I would say Ruby Age.
We need another
Friday the 13th. It's been since 2009.
Person who owns, I don't know if you're watching, if you are, stop being a whore and freaking release the rights and write another Friday the 13th movie.
And please make sure, for the love of God, bring it back to its original standards, for Christ's sake. I don't want to see what I saw in the remake.
The remake was good.
No. Well,
we'll get to this next week.
We'll talk about remakes next week, because I got a lot to say about horror movie remakes.
And prequels.
We're not talking about no freaking prequels.
I hate prequels.
There's only one that's good.
Name one. If I'll give you $1 right now. If you
a horror movie prequel that's good.
That's good. Write in the comments below.
The Thing. That prequel is good, and you know it.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it is.
No, I never watched The Thing.
Where's your phone? Oh, wait, right there.
It's recording. Okay,
I'm gonna look up The Thing. I wonder how much those are. Because I've been wanting to watch those.
They're boring.
The first Thing is a freaking classic, like Frankenstein and Dracula and all those. Speaking of which, we also need to talk about classics. You can't go wrong with those.
So that might be next week or this week. So it's time to close it out. Be good. Please comment below, subscribe, click the bell, and name your list of the top 10 horror movies that you like. Anything to say?
Well, Halloween's coming up in about 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
I say, well, what are we going to do for Halloween then? We're going to talk about the Halloween franchise?
Yes. Or if I'm off. I don't know if I'm off on Halloween, though.
Well, we get to talk about it.
We will be also, I'm hoping, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie is coming out pretty soon.
Actually, that comes out next week.
Next week. We might review that.
We're going to be
Spoiler free.
Spoiler free. We were just talking about our thoughts on it.
Yes.
We will try to avoid as much spoilers as we can, but we are going to the theaters to watch this.
Yes. I'll be going by myself. He'll be going by himself.
Actually, I'll be going with my sister the day after. But
yeah, so put your comments below. What's your favorite horror movie?
And also leave down in the comments if you're going to go see the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. If you are a hardcore indie gamer, you might, but like me, I study.
I don't know why I just slapped you, but okay.
All I study is video games.
Yes. So love y'all. See you later. And be safe and be good people. Be awesome.